Right now, a historic day in Wisconsin as the governor signs a bipartisan bill sending more state money to local communities. Also, after serving Janesville for nearly 50 years, the chief of police says it is time to step away, what he plans to do moving forward. And the first Republican presidential primary will be held in Wisconsin. Who's hosting and when it's scheduled to take place? Welcome to News 3 Now. A historic local funding bill was signed into law today, but it wasn't easy to get this bipartisan compromise, as political reporter Will Keneally explains.
A rare moment brought members of both sides of the aisle together here in Wausau today over the issue of local funding. As Governor Tony Evers signed into law the deal struck between himself and legislative Republicans. Wisconsin gives money to towns and cities across the state, and the new law ups that number. Each city will receive at least a 20% increase. But important too, the funds will keep increasing with the state's sales tax as more people spend money in the state.
I've also believed that supporting our local communities is an area where we could find common ground and bipartisan support. Well, folks, I was right, and you can see behind me today that we were correct.
The bill included education funding, which the governor touted, but it also makes some requirements for Milwaukee. The city has to maintain certain police staffing levels and put police in schools. Under Wisconsin law, the governor can use a line item veto on some spending bills, but he tells us that he did not consider doing so for this law. Attention will now turn toward the remaining work on the state budget, with the Joint Finance Committee meeting later this week. Reporting from Wausau, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Why they're not.
Meanwhile, at the Capitol, a rally was held for funding the child care industry. During the pandemic, Wisconsin received millions of dollars of federal aid to help bolster it. Now, rally goers want to make sure the industry is funded according to Democrats and Governor Evers' liking, specifically the Child Care Counts program.
We see that already. Our economy is on the brink, and it's because folks want to go to work. They want to be able to take care of their families and be able to have the support of being able to know that they are investing in their communities and being good employees and good employers.
It is unclear whether Republicans will support the measure. The program was not among those they initially struck out of the governor's budget draft. And let's now head out to the weather patio for a check of the first warn forecast with Julian Seawright.
Another toasty day for us throughout southern Wisconsin. Plenty of sunshine, a little hazy skies. And folks, that's right, we're just a day away from summer beginning. So taking a look at what the summer solstice forecast is going to be like for us here in Madison. Well, it's going to start at 9:58, and it's definitely going to be a day that you would want to take a dip in the pool in. We're talking 88 degrees once again, up into the upper 80s for us here in southern Wisconsin with plenty of sunshine behind it. Otherwise, our air quality advisories are in effect for much of southern Wisconsin until 11 p.m. due to ozone. But the good news is we are looking for a lot of that hazy skies to start to phase out once we get into our Wednesday, but some of it may still linger. It's just not going to be as potent as it was earlier for today. Now, planning out the rest of tonight, the temperatures will fall into the lower 70s once we get to around 10 o'clock. But it's going to be more comfortable once we get into around the overnight hours. And of course, we're not expecting much in terms of precipitation. It's 84 degrees right now here in Madison, 88 in Janesville with 87 in Platteville, and around Dane County, areas to the west into the middle and upper 80s, like our friends in Middleton and Cross Plains at 86 degrees. Tonight will fall to around 60 degrees for us here in Madison, 61 for Janesville, and about 63 for Platteville. And again, for tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures into the upper 80s once again for many of us here in southern Wisconsin. Plenty of sunshine, but a couple of 90s can't be ruled out either. But we're going to take a look at what's happening later into the week because we can finally start to see some rain to break this dry pattern. We'll talk about that in a moment. Until then, back to you.
The University of Wisconsin System's top leaders says he may have to close campuses and raise tuition if the legislature's Republican-controlled Finance Committee follows through with proposed budget cuts. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos has called on the committee to cut $32 million from the system over the next 2 fiscal years, saying the amount is equal to what the system spends on diversity and equity officers biennially. The committee is expected to vote on including the cut in the 2023 to 25 state budget as it wraps up its work on the spending plan Thursday night. Governor Evers has vowed to veto the budget if it includes the UW cuts. UW-Madison has introduced a new vision for the future for the western part of its campus. The 15-year plan calls for a hotel, amenity spaces, more parking, and new research opportunities to the West District.
Lots of opportunities to use our facilities and our real estate to help drive particularly the research mission forward and drive a deeper connection between the university's research activity and industry partners around the community and around the state.
The current greenhouses, track, and soccer fields would all be moved to new locations within the West District. If you would like to learn more, just head to this story on channel3000.com. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is sharing photos of two suspects who they say broke into a garage in the town of Middleton early Saturday. The suspects are believed to be tied to multiple car break-ins in the area. Police said the suspects used a garage door opener that was left in a vehicle to enter a garage in the 3800 block of Silver Bell Lane. The two tried to enter the home but were stopped by the homeowner. Investigators say the suspects were traveling in a stolen 2023 Hyundai Elantra. Anyone with video footage of the suspects who has not already shared it with the Dane County Sheriff's Office is urged to do so. Madison police have arrested a man who was reported missing from Thompson Correctional Center in Deerfield over the weekend. 34-year-old Thaddeus Bell was booked into the Dane County Jail yesterday afternoon. Bell pleaded no contest in 2011 to charges of armed robbery and was sentenced to 12 years in prison and 5 years of extended supervision. He was reported missing from Thompson Correctional Center late Sunday night. Officials did not say if Bell had walked away from his job. Janesville's chief of police, David Moore, is stepping down from that position after 15 years as chief and 47 with the department. Kyle Pozorski spoke with Chief Moore today about what's next.
Well, Moore said in a statement this morning that while there will always be more work, projects, and ideas to pursue, it's time to step aside and enjoy a retired life.
I had contemplated this for quite some time.
Janesville Police Chief David Moore telling me it's time for him to retire.
Determined that it is really the right time to move on to retirement.
After serving his hometown community for more than 4 decades.
It's really a pretty neat honor to protect the city that you grew up in, protect your own family, your loved ones, community members. It's a unique opportunity.
It was more than 50 years ago when he watched a Janesville police officer save the life of a young girl who was in danger of being hit by a train.
Speeding train goes by and everybody's safe.
That experience was the reason he became a police officer.
And I remember after seeing that I just wanted to be like that someday.
Now, after 15 years at the helm, Moore says the department's progress in hiring efforts, internal staff advancement, and historic lows in crime will continue on to the next group of leaders.
It has just really been enjoyable for me to be on the working side by side with the officers on some of those ideas and solutions that really end up allowing us to be more efficient and making for a more safe community.
And he hopes his time as chief will be remembered as a period in which the department moved in a positive direction.
I think when they look back, they're going to be not looking back just upon my performance, but it will be the entire organization, how we move forward together.
While Chief Moore announced his retirement today, his last day on the job will come September 22nd. It will be up to the Police and Fire Commission to find his replacement.
In Portage, firefighters say smoky materials are to blame for a house and garage fire today. It happened in the 100 block of East Howard Street just after noon. A detached garage was on fire and the rear side of the home was impacted. The fire in the garage was extinguished, but not before the building was heavily damaged. Badger Bus is laying off up to 200 workers after losing its transportation contract with the Madison Metropolitan School District. The company's contract came to an end after the 2022-23 school year. By law, other companies were allowed to bid on the contract, and the district opted to move forward with First Student, who gave the lowest bid. Madison School District cited staffing problems and student safety issues as factors in the contract negotiations. The layoffs will officially take effect on August 18th. The first Republican presidential primary debate has been scheduled for August. That is according to Fox News, which is moderating the debate. It'll be held at Fiserv Forum on August 23rd. Fox News' Brett Baer and Martha McCallum are set to moderate this debate together. The debate is set to last 2 hours from 8 to 10 p.m. If enough candidates qualify, there will be a second debate on August 24th. The Republican National Convention will also be held in Milwaukee. It's scheduled for July 15th through 18th of next year. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, the city of Madison prepares to fill the streets with music. Plus, how some lawmakers are looking to protect pollinators in Wisconsin. We're back after this break.
Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Birkenstock ushers in a new collection with clean lines, easier than ever closures, and the most necessary footbed in your closet. Slide into Morgan's Shoes and shop our new Birkenstock arrivals. See what's fresh for spring and summer. Birkenstock platforms and wedges, cork-powered sneakers, or up your game with our iconic men's and women's sandals.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Morgan's Shoes, Hilldale.
Ride of chips. Just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry. My cousin's got a guy.
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2025. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July preview event starts now. Save big and get great bonus buys like a Beauty Rest Queen mattress just $3.99. This dining table available in counter or standard height now just $5.29. Or this sofa $6.99. And this queen bed only $16.49. Plus, make your new furniture more affordable with Steinhoffel's special 72-month financing. It's the 4th of July preview event going on now, only at Steinhoffel's and steinhoffels.com.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community, independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Make Music Madison is returning tomorrow, the first day of summer and the longest day of the year. For the 11th year in a row, the city of Madison will become a stage with hundreds of free live performances throughout the city. Coffee shops, community centers, front porches, public libraries, and park shelters will be jamming with all kinds of music that will make you want to dance. There will also be some special events at the Children's Museum downtown.
We have a harmonica jam, which is backed by popular demand, where we're going to be giving away over 100 harmonicas, courtesy of our sponsor, Hohner Harmonicas. So the first 100 people get to show up, get a harmonica, learn how to play. We're also going to be having a ham bone workshop here, which is a body percussion style that originated in Africa that's going to be hosted by Nidra Bobo Boyles.
Beginning in 1982 in Paris as Fête de la Musique, Make Music Day is about bringing communities together to celebrate the power of live music and its importance to our lives and our creative economy. Well, today, in conjunction with National Pollinator Week, Representative Lee Snodgrass introduced the Pollinator Protection Bill package. The pollinator legislators were joined by community beekeepers and pollinator advocates from across the state. In Wisconsin, pollinators account for over $55 million in crop production and $3.5 million in honey and beeswax production. According to the National Conference of State Legislatures, Wisconsin is one of only 19 states that do not have existing laws protecting pollinator health.
It's estimated that we would lose the honeybee pollination itself, just honeybees, results in $18 billion worth of agricultural produce in our nation. That's a chunk of change, and that's just the honeybee.
The package of bills addresses protecting and encouraging the health of our pollinators and their habitats, from the endangered rusty patched bumblebees to butterflies and more. Some states are accelerating efforts to block Chinese purchases of U.S. agricultural land. A growing number are considering legislation to ban sales to so-called foreign adversaries. Advocates say the U.S. needs to protect its food supply and military bases, while critics worry about discrimination. Less than 1% of foreign-owned farmland in the U.S. belongs to Chinese investors. 8 states already have such laws. Wisconsin is not one of them. After the break, why the price of orange juice and possibly the flavor could change in the near future. Plus, with kids out of school for the summer, eating habits and routines can change. We'll share some tips for healthy snacks both you and your kids can have. Plus, warm and dry for the work week, but could there be rain in the weekend? Julian's back with the complete forecast when we come back.
Get over 50% off on this sofa chaise right now at the 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 60% off list throughout the store and up to 70% off on clearance items. The 4th of July blowout at Slumberland Furniture.
Keep your space feeling comfortable this summer with 11% off everything at Menards. Check out our great selection of air conditioners. From big to small, we carry it all. Like this Denali Air 6,000 BTU window conditioner. It's $149.96 after rebate. Breathe in fresh, clean air with Best Air air filters. They capture airborne allergens like dust, pollen, and mold spores, ensuring the best overall performance of your HVAC system. Right now, 4-inch pleated air filters are only $14.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Wow, this is where you work now?
Figured I deserved a more inspiring space. And with home values being up, I had a lot of equity. So I got a home equity line of credit from Summit, and voila, added a home office.
Took your business to the next level.
Hey, you two have been in your place for a couple years now. Any fun plans?
Well, we just finished a refi with Summit.
Really?
And the plan is to make a bunch of great memories.
We're gonna use the savings to get a camper.
Whatever your goals, Summit Credit Union can help you use your home's equity to go get them.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are a veteran struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. You have already made a most noble sacrifice. You shouldn't have to continue doing so. We are here to support you. With pride in the way, it's never easy to ask for assistance, but rest assured we are here to help. The VRAP team is standing by to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit VRAPWI.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you. On behalf of the state of Wisconsin, thank you.
Incredible deal on this Sealy Queen mattress for just $3.99 at the 4th of July mattress blowout at Slumberland Furniture. Plus, Sealy mattresses starting as low as $129. Up to 60% off list. What a sale.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Eating healthy can be a struggle year-round, but especially over the summer when kids are out of school and those routines are disrupted. Dietitian Catherine Sherry says keeping kids healthy over the summer should start at the grocery store. Let children be a part of the process, allowing them to pick out which fruits or vegetables they'd like to eat. When it comes to snacks, Sherry says pair them with at least 2 different food groups.
Having a trail mix with a piece of fruit. So we've got some protein and then we've got the fiber in the fruit. Having some popcorn, maybe with some edamame. We've got the fiber with the popcorn and we've got some protein with that edamame.
Other ideas: freeze-dried fruit and some peanut butter crackers, yogurt, fruit, and some crunchy cereal so they can make their own yogurt parfait. Meals should continue being balanced too. Sherry says to fill half the plate with fruits and veggies and the other half with protein and whole grains. Well, the price of orange juice will be going up again. This after Florida farmers produced the smallest citrus crop in nearly a century. It was a tough year for the state's orange trees, which were hit by bad weather and an epidemic of disease. Those who are able to afford a gallon of juice, which retails for more than $10 right now, might notice it doesn't taste as sweet. That's because nearly all of Florida's groves were hit by the greening disease, which causes the fruit to be bitter. So meanwhile, more sunny and dry conditions here for today. Julian is back with the complete forecast.
I'm a little disappointed in that orange juice story.
I know.
Oh my gosh. But getting into the weather headlines, folks, we're going to be dealing with some dry and warm, even hot weather for the next couple of days. So this is what we have in store. Well, we're going to be seeing that dry weather up until Saturday night. We are finally going to be seeing a bit of a pattern change that could bring in some rain or even some storms for us here going into our Saturday night, Sunday, and potentially even leaking into our Monday of next week. But until then, just make sure that you're finding ways to stay cool and hydrated, because we are staying very warm and hot. On top of it, plenty of sun as well. Getting into the rest of our forecast, we have an air quality advisory in effect until 11 p.m. for tonight. That's going to be because of the ozone, but we're going to be seeing temperatures, again, staying within the upper 80s throughout much of the next several days. So since it is due to the ozone, we could have some air quality issues over the next couple of days. So that's one thing to be mindful of. We're looking around 90 degrees once we get into our Saturday, and then cooling down potentially heading into next week. So here's what's happening as of right now. Across the United States, we have a heat dome in Texas, and that heat in itself is impacting pretty much all of the Midwest. And it's because of this blocking pattern that we've been dealing with for the second time so far of this year. But that looks to start to have some relief once we get into the later parts of this week, mainly getting into the weekend, as that low pressure system finally starts to make its way in, lowering that ridge just a bit for us here in the upper Midwest, and could empty it or open our opportunities for us to see some showers or even some thunderstorms for us here into our area, which we desperately need because it has been so dry. So timing out the potential of us to see any kind of rainfall. Late Saturday night into early Sunday morning, we can start to see some rain potentially making its way into the western side of southern Wisconsin and being more widespread throughout the early morning of our Sunday. Starts to move out, but we're looking at potentially seeing multiple rounds of rain throughout much of our Sunday and even going into our Monday, afternoon. So that's one thing that's a little hopeful for us, because as of right now, we could potentially see a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall from Madison, and areas even further to the north and around Minnesota could see potentially about 1 inch or 1.5 inches. Now, there's still plenty of questions about this system, and it is about 5 days out. So it's one thing we're going to be monitoring very closely. And so don't hold on to these rain totals as of right now, but it's one thing to at least just look forward to as we get into the next couple of days. Otherwise, we are staying, that's right, dry and sunny. So not a whole lot of excitement over the next couple of days, unless you just love being by the pool or in the water, because it's going to be perfect weather for that. But nevertheless, it's going to stay into the mid-60s as we wake up for tomorrow morning. Heading into our Wednesday afternoon, temperatures will be near 90 degrees for some areas and into the middle and upper 80s for us here in Madison. Still plenty of sunshine and rather quiet weather. So take a look at our 10-day forecast. Well, we're going to see that trend of warm, dry weather stick around until this weekend. We could potentially start to see a break in it, which would also cool us down just a bit, close to seasonal, because we're supposed to be around the lower 80s around this time of year. But nevertheless, at least summer is here once we get into tomorrow. Over to you.
Coming up, a scaly rescue in northern Wisconsin. Plus, a family of eagles makes a surprise adoption. We're back after this break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Do you suffer from GERD? Join Stoughton Health to learn how the minimally invasive LINX procedure may benefit you. The educational talk will take place over Zoom on June 22nd. Visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events to register.
At USA Insulation, we fix hot homes. Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Don't wait until the weekend to enjoy a thick charbroiled steak made to your liking. Make a weeknight steak night at High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. Well worth the short drive to Ridgeway.
Special report.
Spectrum brings us Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are!
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with no contract. Call 1-833-743-4999.
The Coopers here just got Spectrum One. Why did you switch?
With Spectrum One, we get a super fast, reliable connection. Look, with Spectrum Internet, I can stream Spectrum News across all our devices.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats, keeping our family and devices safe and secure.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
And it includes nationwide 5G.
Switch to Spectrum One and get 300 megabit internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile with the fastest wireless speeds. Call 1-833-743-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
Do you suffer from GERD? Join Stoughton Health to learn how the minimally invasive LINX procedure may benefit you. The educational talk will take place over Zoom on June 22nd. Visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events to register.
Tomorrow, we're waking you up with an adrenaline rush in the 608.
Josh heads to DeForest for a crash course in the supercharged sport of BMX racing.
And it will be heating up as we go through the next few days, and also a chance of rain this weekend. Join us tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Today is National American Eagle Day. The bald eagle serves as the national bird and the national animal in the U.S. Although viewed as a symbol of freedom, the bald eagle was once on the brink of extinction. But in 2007, the species was removed from the list of endangered and threatened wildlife in the lower 48 states. To celebrate the bird of the USA, visit the American Eagle Foundation online to learn more about conservation efforts. And speaking of eagles, take a look at this. A baby red-tailed hawk was spotted in a bald eagle's nest in the Bay Area being cared for by a pair of eagles last month. A photographer captured the incredible moment that the eagle brought the hawklet into the nest, likely as prey. Then a Sacramento-based professional wildlife photographer began making weekly trips to the nest, capturing how the bald eagles appeared to be feeding and caring for the hawklet, along with their own eaglet. The nest location has not been disclosed for the bird's safety. And finally, at 6, deputies up in Barron County going above and beyond the call of duty when they were called to a residence in Chautauqua the other night for a report of a giant snake. Take a look at this. The scaly serpent had escaped its residence and was just hanging out on the roof. Deputies were able to use some tools and contain the reptile. In a Facebook post, the Sheriff's Department said, "We won't judge people's choice of pets, but we're pretty sure most people live in northwestern Wisconsin to avoid these jungle monsters."
I think that's a proper way to call this. Jungle monsters?
Yeah,
no, I don't.
That one somehow slipped away.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Needs
I
a
would
better
have,
containment unit,
I would have
maybe.
nightmares forever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, absolutely
Remember,
not.
it's up north. We're good right now.
Okay, so we're fine.
Yeah, for now.
That's why we stay on the south side.
Yeah.
But taking a quick look at the 3 things to know for the rest of the week, folks, it's going to be in the 80s, well, the upper 80s, and 90-degree temperatures. So make sure that you're finding ways to stay cool. And if you are taking your pets out, try to do it on the cooler times of the day. Otherwise, we're going to stay dry until Saturday nights, and we possibly could see some showers and thunderstorms this weekend, specifically late Saturday nights into our Sunday. Potentially could even get into our Monday.
Ooh, all right, Joey.
Finally, right?
Finally is right. That's going to do it for us. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.